5 News at Noon starts now.
Right now at noon, the latest on the investigation into a deadly ICE facility shooting in Dallas. Investigators release a photo of the suspect and his possible Oklahoma connections. Plus, the Oklahoma State Superintendent has announced his resignation. Jacob Luthy will join us with reaction and what's next for him. We'll get to that in just a few minutes, but first we're checking on your forecast this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Morgan Wrigley with meteorologist Noah Simmons. Sounds like it's a pretty comfortable day out there today.
It is, absolutely. Yeah, we got a little bit cooler temperatures, but also lower humidity to kind of go along with it. And we actually don't have rain to talk about for once. And the last several days, it seems like, we've had that active radar the last several days. We don't have that necessarily. So this is like the first time we don't have to start out with radar out there. But taking a look outside, really anywhere you go, whether you're in the River Valley or Northwest Arkansas, got a lot of those puffy cumulus clouds out there and cooler temperatures from 72 degrees here in Fayetteville to 75 degrees in Ozark. And this almost kind of looks refreshing out there with the water and the clouds out there and just those comfortable temperatures that we're seeing currently out there. So we're going to continue to see that over the next few hours. And really the other thing that's making this so comfortable is that we're actually seeing lower humidity. The first half of this week, we saw dew points into those 70s, which actually kind of made it feel a little bit sticky, a little bit more humid out there. That humidity really just kind of went down overnight last night. We're actually seeing those dew points in those 60s. So it's a lot less humid here, not just in Northwest Arkansas, but also the River Valley. So we'll certainly take that for that 24-hour dew point change. Overall in the River Valley, expect the next 12 hours we'll be seeing those temperatures getting up to near 80 for it later this afternoon and then falling off into those 60s past sunset. And then more the same for Northwest Arkansas, just a tad cooler later this afternoon, topping out into those middle 70s and those temperatures dropping out into those lower 60s. But coming up, we're going to talk about the next several days, plus that Arkansas Razorback forecast. Big game coming up on Saturday. We'll have all that in just a bit.
Thanks, Noah. Well, Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters has announced his resignation and that he'll now serve as CEO of Teacher Freedom Alliance. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthy is here right now with reactions from around the state. Jacob.
Yeah, Morgan, despite appearing at a State Board of Education meeting this morning, Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters made no mention of his resignation. Just hours earlier, he announced on Fox News that he's stepping down to become the CEO of the Teacher Freedom Alliance. With over a year still left in his first term, the organization calls his appointment the start of, quote, a bold new era of leadership. Now, TFA says its mission is to defend educators' rights to pursue excellence in the classroom, free from political or ideological interference. The organization officially launched in March and, according to its website, has already enrolled more than 2,500 teachers. Walters was elected Oklahoma State Superintendent in 2022, winning the race by nearly 15 percentage points. His campaign focused on expanding school choice and limiting the influence of teachers' unions. Since taking office, Walters has drawn national attention and criticism for a number of controversial policies, including a mandate announced last year requiring Oklahoma public schools to incorporate the Bible into classroom instruction. Now, Teacher Freedom Alliance posted this statement saying in part, quote, Ryan Walters fearlessly fights the woke liberal union mob. TFA will take the fight straight to the unions, and we will not stop. In a statement, Oklahoma Attorney General Genter Drummond says, quote, ever since Governor Stitt appointed Ryan Walters to serve as Secretary of Education, we have witnessed a stream of never-ending scandal and political drama, from the mishandling of pandemic relief funds that resulted in families buying Xboxes and refrigerators to the latest squabbling with board members over what was or wasn't showing on TV. The Stitt-Walters era has been an embarrassment to our state, end quote. And Morgan, we're now learning from a press release by TFA that Walters will assume his CEO role on October 1st. Jacob Luthy, 5 News.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Well, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is announcing more changes to the SNAP program. Wednesday's announcement lays out new requirements for what foods stores must keep on their shelves, with a bigger emphasis on healthier options. Other changes are also on the way, including stricter work requirements and new ways to calculate SNAP benefits. All of this stems from the massive spending bill Congress passed this summer. Arkansas Governor Sarah Sanders' office released a statement saying the announcement will help make America healthy again while cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. In Faulkner County, Mayflower is the second city in Arkansas to adopt the Firefighters' Bill of Rights. Lawmakers passed a bill this year to provide guidelines for managing firehouses. Now, that's just a recommendation, and cities can choose whether to adopt it or not. Mayflower's fire marshal says they were inspired by Fayetteville putting it into place late last month.
Saw what Fayetteville was able to accomplish And granted, we're nowhere near the size of Fayetteville, but the same protections are just as important to them as they are to us.
Fayetteville passed a Bill of Rights ordinance on August 19th. The bill adds protections for firefighters covering disciplinary hearings and things like allowing them to share their political views while off the clock. And Fayetteville is weighing another step to address the city's housing crisis. City leaders are looking to turn 4 publicly owned lots into mixed income housing. The goal is to put underused land to better use, with developers able to buy or lease it in exchange for long-term affordability commitments. Proposals for this are due November 18th. Prairie Grove residents can voice their concerns tonight about a proposal to build a concrete mixing facility near their homes. O'Brien Rock Company has applied to build a concrete mixing facility off of Highway 62. The plan covers just over 7 acres, with proposed hours running Monday through Friday, starting as early as 5:30 in the morning. Neighbors near that site say that they're worried about impacts on their land and animals. The planning board is set to take up that issue tonight at 5 at the Washington County Courthouse, and that meeting is open to the public. Now, people in Bentonville have a chance today to share their thoughts with city leaders. This event, called Bentonville Connections, happens twice a year. Residents can speak directly with Mayor Stephanie Orman and other leaders. This year's focus is on projects and priorities that impact daily life. It runs until 2 this afternoon at the Bentonville Public Library. Also happening today, the Fall Levitt Amp music series returns to Fort Smith. The Mexican Standoff performs at the River Park Amphitheater tonight with food trucks and a kids zone. That event is free and it starts at 6. Also in Fort Smith, the Arkansas-Oklahoma State Fair runs through Saturday. Gates open at 4 tonight for Mighty Carnival Discount Coupon Day. That means rides are discounted by 1 ticket. Of course, 5 News is the official weather sponsor. You can find the full schedule on our website, 5newsonline.com. New details in the deadly Dallas ICE shooting. 3 detained people were hit, 1 killed, 2 critically injured. Officials say the suspect used ammunition with anti-ICE messages on it. He was later found dead, and investigators are still looking into his motive. Omar Villafranca is at the scene.
The FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence.
Department of Homeland Security officials say a sniper perched himself on a rooftop and opened fire on an ICE field office in Dallas early Wednesday morning. This woman captured the shots while on a video call nearby. Officials say the gunman shot 3 detainees in a van just outside the building, killing 1. No ICE agents were injured. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons.
There was no way he could have known detainees were in that vehicle. He was just indiscriminately shooting, hoping to cause some carnage and mayhem, and it was at an ICE facility.
Lyons identified the shooter, who was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, as 29-year-old Joshua John. Court records in Texas show he pleaded guilty in 2016 on a narcotics charge involving marijuana. Law enforcement was seen scouring homes in North Texas and Oklahoma linked to the gunman. The FBI pointed to a possible motive.
Early evidence from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
As the Trump administration has doubled down on immigration enforcement, DHS says attacks against ICE agents have increased by around 1,000% since the president took office, including a bomb threat just last month at this same facility. This violence may also have a chilling effect on immigrants who are pursuing legal status.
What does this do to the migrant community in this area?
Very scary. I know a number of immigrants are going to be a lot more hesitant to make these check-ins, to go down to the courthouse.
Lyons says his concern is for everyone's safety.
1 person being killed is 1 too many. We can't have this going on at ICE facilities.
We don't know the victims' names yet, but the Mexican consulate says one of the victims who was injured was a Mexican citizen. In a social media post, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem ordered increased security at ICE facilities and detention centers nationwide. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Dallas.
Federal prosecutors could soon decide whether to seek an indictment against former FBI Director James Comey. Comey, who was fired during President Trump's first term, is once again under legal scrutiny. Multiple sources tell CBS News federal prosecutors are considering whether to bring charges before a grand jury, specifically allegations that Comey may have lied to Congress in 2020 about the FBI's Russia investigation. The 5-year statute of limitations is set to expire Tuesday, and President Trump has publicly called on the Attorney General to investigate Comey and others. He also recently removed the U.S. attorney who is overseeing the case.
You don't want a universe in which that pressure distorts the prosecutorial judgment and makes prosecutors make charging decisions based not on the evidence, but on what they think will please the president.
CBS News reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Virginia and to an attorney for James Comey. So far, neither has responded.